JDBC application. Okay, let me record this meeting. Okay, so today we'll try to understand the JDBC module as part of our Spring framework. So first we'll try to deal with this Spring JDBC framework as standalone. Later we'll try to integrate this JDBC module and Spring MVC as well. So the JDBC framework which got integrated with your Spring is basically doing the job of simplification. Simplification in the sense like how do you open a connection and how do you close the connection, how to deal with the result set object, how to deal with the statement object, and handling the exceptions. So all those are the things which we use to work with a plain JDBC programming irrespective of the DB server. Now, as an integrated component of Spring framework, it is going to provide us an easy way of doing the same JDBC activities or simplified approach of doing the database operations in the form of object oriented way, right? So we'll try to understand all that. So to do so, there is an object provided called JDBC template, which is considered as the core API as part of your Spring JDBC module. So this API is helpful for us, which is used to do the querying of data from the database servers, and it is the one which is going to perform all those insert, delete, update operations, right? And it is going to hide all the low-level exception handling mechanism and is going to simplify the DB access approach, right? So we'll try to create one simple core Java project and we'll try to use this JDBC template object and we'll understand how this works, right? So who is going to share the screen? Oh, you can't see my screen. Okay, no problem. Yeah, who is going to share the screen? So I just walk you through the first two slides. So I was just talking about the introduction of the Spring JDBC framework, and then this is the JDBC template object which we are going to work now. The next step is creation of a new Java project. So who want to share the screen today? Pasha, are you ready to share your screen? Or shall we go to Shikanya? Okay. Okay, today's presenter is Pasha. Okay. So I made you the presenter. Please share your screen. Okay, create a new core Java project. Name it as, you are in Java EE perspective. At the right hand top corner you can click that Java icon. Yeah, it will switch you from Java EE perspective to Java perspective. Now you can easily create your new Java project. Name it as Spring JDBC APP. Okay, you created a new project Spring JDBC APP, and for this project let us add all those jar files. So right click on that, Spring JDBC APP. project, right click on the project, choose the build path option, configure build path, click add external jars, and you are in Hibernate. Yeah, go back to commons logging folder first, add that commons logging jar, click open button, okay, again go back to Spring folder where you have extracted, select your Spring AOP, Spring Beans, Spring Core, Spring Context, Spring Expression, and after Spring Expression you need to select Spring JDBC, Spring AOP, Spring Beans, Spring Context, Spring Core, Spring Expression, Spring JDBC, then scroll down, Spring TX means to handle all the DB transactions, TX, Spring TX. Okay, then click open. Okay, so commons logging followed by all these jar files, and you also need to add your PostGRE JDBC jar. Go back again. Where is your PostGRE SQL? Right. Okay, apply now. Okay, so you added all the jar files now, and your application is ready with all those jar files. Now let us create a new package in your SRC folder. com.spring.practice. Okay, here we'll be creating one simple class in this package, which will be defining a method, and that method is going to return that JDBC template object for us. So what I want you to do is, don't create any new class, just cancel that I have pasted the complete code of the class. So copy this code and right click on your package and paste it. So I copied the whole class including the package definition. Control Shift F. Okay, expand that import statement so we can see that what is all that it is trying to import. So we simply defined one static method here. Control Shift F is not working. Okay, press enter after line 6. Oh, already 7th line is hidden. Okay, fine. Control Shift F now. Right. So the name of this class is JDBC util and it is defined with one simple method called getJDBCTemplate, which is returning as a JDBC template object. And this is a static and public method, so we'll be able to directly call this method without creating any instance of JDBC util class. So here it is trying to come up with one application context object. Like earlier we used to create beans.xml. So here a meaningful name is given spring-jdbc-config.xml. So this XML file should have to define the bean components required. So let us create that XML file. Copy that XML file name. Copy that XML file name and right click on your SRC folder. Right, and it should be created inside your SRC folder. Right, finish. Copy all these lines of code inside that XML. Okay, so if you observe here, only one bean is defined with ID called myDataSource, and it is instantiating driver manager data source object from org.springframework.jdbc.datasource package, and it is defined with all those properties. So all those properties are injecting the values using their respective setters. So all those values are correct. Driver class name, it is the one which we are using, org.postgr is equal.driver. Then URL, is it the same URL in your case also? And username, password, all of them are correct. So if they are correct, fine. If they are not correct, then correct them. So all are correct. Okay. And first of all, to work with to utilize this JDBC util, yeah, now save this one, save this XML. And if you go back to your JDBC util, this XML file is created as an application context object, and there we are saying context.getBean, whatever the bean ID you mentioned here, my data source, which will be of type driver manager data source, and we are passing the data source object to the constructor of JDBC template, and that is how the template object is created, and we are returning that template from that method. Is all this clear? So before we start using this particular JDBC template object returned from this method, we need to have two tables in our pgadmin. So go to pgadmin. Just check that publisher table and book table are there. Connect to your my database, my DB. Yeah, just check that my DB, B is small case. Just correct that one in your Spring, that XML file, spring-jdbc config.xml. If I have given the capital B, just please correct that one because it is all case sensitive. Okay, now check that. You don't have the tables? Fine, not a problem. So let us create these two tables. So click that SQL icon. Yeah, it is opening the SQL editor. So copy this create table that I pasted here. Okay, it has created a new table for us called publisher table with two columns in it, pub ID and pub name. Then create another table called book table. Copy this one, copy these create table statements over there. Copy the book table also. Yeah, run that. Just say select star from book or select star from publisher. So right now no output will be displayed to you. So copy all these insert statements which are going to insert some data for your publisher table. Right now say select star from publisher. After you ran this, did you run this? Just say select star from publisher. Type select star from publisher. It should be displaying you all those 5 rows. Star, mean shift 8. Run the query. Why so late? Is it Pasha or somebody else is operating? Okay, so all the 5 records are there. Then let us insert the data into book table also. Copy all these insert statements. Yeah, last statement is incomplete. Please wait. No. Yeah, fine. Delete this. I pasted one more insert statement. Delete all these lines. I pasted one more insert statement. Get that one. Run this. Now say select star from book. You could see only one record. Go back and copy the first 9 records. 9 insert statements are there. Now copy all that. We'll delete the last line and then run that one. So that we'll insert all 9 records. Now write select star from book. Right, you can see all the 10 records there. 10 books are inserted. Fine. Now go back to Eclipse. Then let us write a new class in that package. So we just wanted to test this JDBC template object whether it is returning or not. So right click on your package and then name it as JDBC template test. Take the main method also. Okay. So here in this JDBC template test object, copy these 3 lines of code inside the main method. Okay, so what is that you understand from this? JDBC template object, import that from org.spring framework. Java.util.list also you need to import. Okay, so those 2 methods are not available. So let us create them. So line number 10 shows you that JDBC util.get JDBC template. You are calling that method which returns you the template object. And I am passing that template object to another method called listbooks. Right, so create that method. Keep the cursor there and choose the quick fix provided by your Eclipse. Create method listbooks. And also choose the next one. Create method print books. Okay, so here inside the list books method, we need to execute the query called select star from book using that template object. So copy these 3 lines of code and remove the to do statement and to do comment and also the return null statement. Copy the lines. Hello? Seems he's not online. Pasha, are you there? For me it shows is available, but I don't see any changes on his screen. Do you guys see any changes happening on his screen? Okay. Pasha, are you there? He's shown as available. Not sure here. Okay, Shrikanya, will you be able to share your screen? Okay, so let me make you the presenter. Okay, so this is Shrikanya screen. So you created JDBC template test class. So we are trying to execute select star from book. by using the template object method called query for list, and we are passing our SQL query, and as a result it is going to return as the list object, right? And that list object is received at line number 11, and that list object is passed to the next method called print books, right? So print books, you are passing books. So copy this line. So you can look through that books. So how many books are there, whatever the books are there, so all those books will be displayed to you. So this is a new syntax of for each, right? So this is for each method added in Java 8. Books dot for each. So every book or every variable, you can name it as X, Y, Z, anything. So we said meaningfully book, and that book we would like to print it by using sysout. Right, save this, run this. Do you see all your 10 books? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the books are there which got printed, right? Since you already have those books, right? So we are not handling any exceptions here. We are not opening any connection object. We are not saying class.forName. We are not saying driver manager.get connection, nothing. Simply we got that JDBC template object and we are using the API provided by that JDBC template object, and then it is returning as the appropriate results in the form of a list object, and that list object we are printing it on our console, and this is how we'll be able to retrieve the data. No result set, no statement, nothing. So only one single object which is simplifying all our JDBC activities, right? Suppose if I want to retrieve the data of publishers, what do? Just comment those two lines, line 11 and 12, and then copy my lines that I pasted here. Just replace that ampersand LT with less than. Capital L. Press Ctrl Shift F. Those two methods are not there. Let us create them, list publishers and print publishers. Okay. So inside your list publishers, what do you need to do? Just the query will be different, right? So instead of saying select star from book, this time we'll be saying select star from publisher. Copy these 3 lines. Okay. Then this list object is returned to you, and you are passing it to the print publishers method, wherein you need to print every publisher object. So copy this one line inside the print publishers, save it and then run it. Right? We're getting error. Okay, clear that console and again run it. I think your PG admin, I think you need to close that or something. So clear the console please. Somewhere something is blocking. Right. Right, so all your 5 publishers data is printed there on your console. So we have seen how do we do the data retrieval. Right. Now let's see how do we do the data insertion. So copy this insert publisher method, call before line number 13. Copy this one line of code before line 13. Yeah. Okay. So here let us run this insert query. Copy these 2 lines of code into that insert publisher method. Right. So what is that we are trying to do? Insert into publisher, pub ID, pub name, values equal to 2 question marks. Means those are the placeholders, like the way we used to execute prepare statement object. Similarly, we are trying to run this insert statement. So this time we are using the update method of the template object, to which we are passing the SQL query followed by the object array, and that object array is carrying 2 values. Each value is going to replace those 2 question marks. Right. So first question mark is for pub ID, which is 6. Then the second question mark is for new publisher. Means it is a string value which is going to be inserted into the column called pub name. Right. Save this. So after you are inserting this record, there should be 6 records in your database. So that are going to be listed out by using your list publishers and print publishers methods. Right. Run that. right? So you got to see that sixth record inserted into your DB table. Clear? Now let's do the updation also. Just go there to line number 14 and comment that and copy this one line of code there. So I want to update that new publisher as some other name. Okay, copy these two lines of code into that update publishers method. So this time we are saying update publisher, set pub name equal to question mark where pub ID equal to question mark. So the order of these two question marks is different this time, right? So first question mark carries the pub name value, the second one is for the pub ID value. So that is how the new object array we are passing there. So once again we are using the update method of our template object. So that pub ID name, pub ID 6 name which was inserted as new publisher is going to be modified as updated publisher this time. Right, save this, run this, let's see the output. Got the output. Right, so pub ID 6 is updated with new name called updated publisher. Right, similarly let us perform the delete operation also. These are the basic CRUD operations: creation, data reading, updating and deleting. So comment that line 16 and copy this delete publisher method call there, and this time we wanted to delete that line 6, that row 6. Copy these two lines of code into the delete publisher method. Save this, run this. So this time delete from publisher where pub ID equal to question mark. Only one placeholder this time. So even it is one placeholder, multiple placeholders. So the data to be passed to that update method of your template object is in the form of an array. Right, so it has got deleted. No more sixth record now. Right, so how simply we are able to do all these CRUD operations just by using the two methods of this JDBC template object. One is update method, which is used to do the data insertion, data updation as well as data deletion. And the last one is to do the data retrieval. You are saying query for list, which is returning you that output and is returning you the data in the form of a result set. Right? So this is how simply we'll be able to create I mean, we'll be able to perform all these CRUD operations using this Spring JDBC template object, which is to be considered as the core API of Spring JDBC module. Any questions so far? Okay, so all clear, right? So now there is one more concept called row mappers, which is useful to deal with the result sets. Like generally people, those who are well versed with the JDBC programming, they wanted to deal everything in terms of result sets. Like they want to say while result set dot next keep retrieving the data by using the getter methods of the result set, right? So such activities also be supported by using your Spring JDBC module, which will be done by using your row mapper objects, right? So let's bring that row mapper object. So we'll do that row mapper for our book table. So first of all, let us create a book class. So create a new class, name it as book, or before book you can also create publisher. I mean, we are trying to create the Pojo classes. A new class called publisher. Don't create any main method into that. Just say publisher and finish. Copy these private variables. Copy these private variables and then generate the getters and setters. Yeah, wait, we'll create book class first, then we'll go to generate them. Because, generate. Select all, then say okay. Yeah, anything is fine. Okay. So import the java.util.list. You can press Ctrl Shift F. And then you can also create that book class. Book you imported wrongly. Delete that line 3. It is wrong import. Let us create a new class called the book. Yeah, it will give error. Don't import. Let us create new class called book. I mean, we want to work with our book class, not that AWT book class. New class, name it as book, and inside that book class, define these private properties. Generate the getters and setters for all of them. Okay, so save all of them. Save the publisher, save the book. Now after creating these two Pojo classes, let us create a new class, call it as book mapper. And this class is going to implement the row mapper interface. Book mapper, no main method. Just click the add interfaces. Yeah. So interfaces we need to choose row mapper. Type row mapper. Mapper. Row mapper from org.spring7. Perfect. Select it and click OK button. It's not selected. Select that one and then say OK. Then say finish. You need to correct that row mapper T. Instead of T it should be for book object. Pass your BOOK book. Right. Press. Now it is giving you an error because you need to implement the interface method. So keep the cursor on book mapper red underlined one and use that add unimplemented methods. Right. So map row is a method which must be implemented by your own class called book mapper, since your book mapper is implementing the row mapper object. So this map row method is taking the result set as well as the row number as its two arguments and is finally preparing the corresponding object by reading the data from your result set. Right? So copy these lines. Just remove the to do line and then return null. So everything became commented. On line number 14, remove that comment, uncomment that line number 14. No. Control Z, please. You brought that one intentionally and then doing that. No, line number 14, just uncomment that. Then line number 16 also uncomment that. Now press Ctrl Shift F. Copy that result set variable from line number 13. Double click on that. Copy and go there to ARG0. Replace that. Double click on ARG0. Right. Paste. Perfect. So that is your result set object. And then come to line number 17 and return book should be the next line. Right. And go there to line number 15. It is double commented. Remove one comment and take it on to the above line. Press backspace. Right. And also do the same thing for line 16. Right. Perfect. Control Shift F. So here you are creating an empty book and reading the data of your result set, all those three columns like book ID, book name, book price. And that is how every row of your result set is preparing as a book component. Why? Because if you observe your query for list method, that has returned you the raw object of list. It did not return, just you kept the name of the variable as books, but actually the books that were returned you are of type list question mark. So we don't want to get that list question mark. We wanted to get list of book objects, right? So that is what we would like to do. So this time create a new class to test this book mapper. So say that book mapper test. Take the main method. Then go back to your JDBC template test. Copy line 10 because you require a JDBC template. So copy line 10, 11, 12. Uncomment that line 9, 10. Right. And import that list java.util.list, right? And just remove that list question mark. In place of it, just keep book. Yeah, we'll create. First of all, remove that question mark. So we wanted to get the book object, right? Yes, save this. And then create those two methods. Keep the cursor there on list books. Create that letter list method. And also print books. That should also be. Create. Perfect. So this time I wanted to get the data not by using query for list, but this time I'll be just querying it to get the data using my book mapper. Copy these 3 lines and then paste them inside the list books. Okay, so you got select start from book there and you are saying template.query. Earlier we were saying query for list and only SQL query was passed to that. But this time we are instantiating our book mapper object. So that book mapper object is mapping every row of my result set as a book object. Hence, I will be able to retrieve list of books. Right? So instead of using the raw object of list, I can say list book. Means I can pass my book object as a generic argument for this list. Right? And you know how to do the data retrieval. So go there to your print books and you can write this for loop. Copy this for loop. I mean you can use your enhanced for loop and you can fetch one book at a time and print the details of that book like book.getID, book.getName, book.getPrice, whatever you are setting there in your book mapper, all those things you'll be able to get them here inside your print books. Paste it. F. Control Shift F. Save. Run. right? That's all. So it is retrieving you all the data of your 10 books with their respective IDs, name and price. Is it clear? Right? Does it make sense? So this is how the JDBC is going to simplify all your activities inside your Spring framework. So this Spring JDBC module we are going to integrate as part of our Spring MVC also. Right? We'll do those things on Monday. I'll not be available this weekend, so I'll not be able to take up the class on this Saturday. Right, so we'll catch up on Monday. I just pasted a couple of URLs, and also if you walk through my presentation PDF, in addition to this row mapper thing, I also kept one more example which is going to demonstrate you about the mapping query. So try to understand that one, practice that one, and let me know if you are able to understand that mapping SQL query or not. Right? It is self-explanatory, so I just want to leave one or two things for you so that at least out of curiosity you will walk through my PDF. Right? So that's all for now. I pasted a couple of URLs here, so go through them, save those URLs for further reference, and we'll be continuing on Monday. Right? Any questions? Okay, that's all for now. Happy Sankranti. See you on Monday then. Thank you Shikanya for sharing the screen. Thank you Pasha. Thank you Rishita. Yep, thank you. Good night. Okay, catch you on Monday then. Sure. Bye guys.